Hi guys, welcome to a weekly roundup. Or actually, I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I don't know what it's called yet. But welcome. So yeah, woo! Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So this is the new little series that I want to start. First of all, forgive me if I'm a little bit like jittery and I'm not very good at talking because I haven't talked on camera in such a long time. And that's a big reason why I wanted to do this, is because I've been getting I've been seeing a few comments from people here and there being like, one, we missed the tutorials, which I understand, you guys, and I'm sorry, but those days are over. But two is a lot of people are saying that they miss me talking. Is they miss that aspect of my channel, which isn't there anymore. And I totally didn't even consider that, but I hear you guys, and I think this is like a good compromise. This is something that I've wanted to kind of do for quite a while, but considering they're all locked in the house, I thought what a better time to start than now. What I want this to be is like kind of a podcast, kind of not very, very chill, not very structured at all. But what I do want it to be about is I want sort of every video, I'm hoping to try and do this at least once a week. Basically what I want it to be about is I want each video to be based around a topic. Now, if you guys can go into the comments and just tell me anything that you guys would want me to talk about. It doesn't have to be about me. It doesn't have to be about YouTube, Instagram, makeup, drag. It doesn't have to be about any of that. It can be anything. Anything that you guys feel like you'd want my opinion on, or you'd want me to talk about. So for this video, I went on my Instagram a few days ago and I just basically said, if I started to do videos in this sort of format, what would you guys want me to talk about? And I got quite a few. From you guys. But there was like 3 things, and every single question was based around those 3 things. So the 3 things were inspiration, very broad and very general, but basically just how to find inspiration, where to find inspiration, how to maintain inspiration, blah blah, and so on and so forth. Number 2 was how to find your personal style. And third was tattooing. Now, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you won't have any idea what I'm talking about, but I'm assuming that most of you would follow me on Instagram. I can't see why you'd be here if you didn't. But basically what I'm sort of transitioning into becoming a tattoo artist. And I've been posting a bunch about it on my Instagram, and a lot of people are very confused about what the fuck I'm doing. So I got literally, like, I reckon 100 questions asking me to talk about this tattooing thing, and in that talk about like the journey of like transitioning into like another sort of career, or transitioning into another like creative field sort of thing. So those are the 3 main ones that got asked a lot. So I think those are the 3 that we're going to talk about today. Yeah. Okay, so in saying all that, let's begin. So first topic I want to talk about is this tattooing. Where do I even begin? Okay, so basically, my thought process behind kind of transitioning to begin with. As you guys know, I've been doing this makeup thing for a really long time. It's been coming up on 5 years now, and it's been kind of like my entire life. Yeah, it's been a lot. And I've done a lot of really, really cool things, but in saying that, it also wasn't giving me 100% what I needed. And I think the straw that broke the camel's back, if I'm being completely honest, was this whole LA experience that I did last year. Part of that was the show that I was on. Not bashing the show at all, it was great and I won and I was so grateful. But that was sort of just a tiny little peek behind the curtains of the entire industry, and I didn't like it at all. It was very, it just wasn't for me. It was very, just kind of a little bit gross. And again, that's, people love it and that's great, but for me it was not it at all. So, and I kind of moved to LA for the show with kind of that was kind of what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to go and like do the makeup thing. Like I was going really, really fully expecting it to be like, cool, this is gonna be great. And it wasn't. That was like a crazy eye-opener. I was like, wow, this entire thing that I've been like working towards for the last 4 years has just completely like, isn't it all what I thought it was? So that's kind of where this tattooing thing comes in. Now my mum bought me a tattoo gun like think like 2 years ago for Christmas. It was just a really shitty one off eBay, but she's just been like, you should do it, because I've been drawing forever. I know some of you guys, I've posted some of my drawings on here, I've posted on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram forever, you would have seen that. I went to art school, I did all that stuff. So like the drawing was a huge skill that I acquired and I got really, really good at, that I felt like I was kind of just throwing away. I wasn't really making use of it. So, and I've really missed it. Like I loved drawing. I loved it so much. And in the midst of all this makeup stuff, I wasn't doing it at all. And so the tattooing thing was kind of a really good way to like monetize the drawing and, you know, be able to make some good money off of it. And also it's just a really cool thing to be able to know how to do, you know. So anyway, my mum bought me the tattoo gun like 2 years ago and I kind of messed around with it for a bit. I did some with my friends, but in that I was still doing stuff with Marc Jacobs. And then at the end of that year, 2018, I got on the show. And then from there, you know, all of last year was just a mess and it was just like, I didn't really pick it back up. And then the beginning of this year, or sort of like end of last year, I came back and I had that realization that the makeup was not what I wanted to do anymore, at least in that capacity, at least in being like a walking billboard, you know, like selling products and just selling makeup to people who don't really need the makeup. But it was just like, it was very much that I realized that I need something different. I need something new to do, because if I'm not making money from that, I need to be able to do something else. I got a new gun. I got a really, really good gun, and I kind of started the process of like collecting all the stuff that I needed and really taking it seriously. And then, yeah, so that was kind of it. And now it's a slow process. You know, there's a lot of practicing involved, a lot of, you know, it's a huge learning curve. Obviously, it's not just drawing, there's a lot to it. That's sort of the transition that I made. And now the best part about it is I'm actually able to, because I really love the makeup. I love the makeup so much and I love everything that comes along with it. But now I'm able to go back to when I first began with the makeup, where it was just something fun to do. You know what I mean? And not every photo had to be like a tagged sponsored photo, and not every, you know, I didn't have to worry about using this makeup or that makeup or whatever. Now it can just be like, I can do whatever I want. It doesn't matter. I can post it. I don't have to post it, whatever. And now I'm like really loving it again, because I went through such a stage. It was like all of the end of last year, like last 3 months of last year, I hated it. I hated it. I have a whole entire drawer, like 5 drawers filled to the brim with makeup, and I was just like, this is taking up space. I was so close to getting rid of it all. Like I really didn't think I was gonna ever go back to it. But now that I can just do it in my own time, it's yeah, I love it. And so it's very, very good. I think that is, and going into the next topic, the inspiration topic, I think that is such an important thing. And I also just want to preface this by saying that I'm not like the god of inspiration. I don't know what, like, this is just the stuff that works for me. But I think that that's a huge thing to consider when struggling with inspiration. Is like anything creative, you've got to come about it in a really like raw, natural way. You've got to come about it in like the most personal like state of mind. You know what I mean? You can't be clouded by anything else if you really want to make something that you love and that really, really resonates with people. That's what I've realized. I think the biggest killer of inspiration is money, and coming about it in a way that you want to like being like your entire intent behind making something is to make money. I think that that's just like an instant, never ever gonna work ever. It's never gonna be something that you come out and it's just like, oh my god, I love that, because you're not coming at it with the right like state of mind. So that's definitely one of the main things that I would consider when trying to find inspiration, is like coming at it in a way that's like, I want to create this so badly, and I want to create something that's so cool, so badly. Doesn't matter what's going to happen, doesn't matter about anything else. I just really want to do it, and that's when you'll be able to find the best stuff, for sure. Another thing that I find with inspiration is like being really careful of who and what you see every day. I think that creative people are very sensitive, at least I am, very, very sensitive. And like, I mean that in terms of like, if I'm following someone and someone posts something, then I'm completely, it could just ruin my entire day. So I think you gotta be super self-aware of what you bring into your everyday life, because that can really affect how you feel. And so my biggest thing is like, recently I've unfollowed everyone on Instagram. I unfollowed everyone and started again. And I've just been like sort of curating my Instagram page with people that I really, really like artists, photographers, you know, makeup artists, you know, just people that I'm like, your stuff is so cool, and that like really is so inspiring, you know? And that's really, really helped it, because whenever I open my Instagram now, it's 100% about art. It's not about, you know, I don't know, like the Fashion Nova ad or the fucking stupid shit over here or whatever like that. Like, I don't want to see that. That ruins my day. That ruins my inspiration. That ruins my flow when I see someone posting in a freaking lycra bodysuit tagged Fashion Nova. And so that's the stuff that I've unfollowed, and that's the stuff that I've gotten rid of, and it's really, really helped. So that's a big point that I think that anybody who wants to be creative and wants to really maintain that creativity, you've got to consider that for sure. And the third thing with the inspiration is I think you've just got to prioritize it. And again, I don't want to be here and like telling people what they should and shouldn't do. That's not what this is about at all. But this is just how I feel about it. And like, I believe so much in what you believe and what you constantly think about is what will happen and what will come to fruition. So if you're constantly in that state of mind of constantly trying to find inspiration here and here and blah, 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 you'll find it and it will come to you. You know what I mean? If you are so passionate about finding that inspiration, it will come to you. I find it more difficult when I'm fucking around and I'm doing other random stuff, and then all of a sudden I want to sit down one day and I want to make something. It's so difficult to get your head back into that mindset, and you might make something, but it might not be what you really were capable of making, what you really wanted to make. I think the biggest thing is just really trying constantly at some little bit in your brain all day, try and stay in that mindset, because it will manifest into positive things if you're constantly trying to seek that. If you really want to do it, if you really want to create something, you're going to be able to create it. I so strongly believe that, because nothing will come in your way, nothing will like blind you if you want to do it. So it's just a mindset thing for sure. And then the third thing, what was the third thing? How to find personal style. So the third thing was the transitioning between careers, or like creative paths. This is very, very difficult. It's been so unbelievably hard, I'm not gonna lie. Being so laser focused on something for so long and then realizing that you've got to sort of transition is very, very difficult. But it is like so exciting at the same time. When you just like give over to it and you kind of are able to let go of that first thing and you're able to move on to the second thing, it's so exciting because it really reminds you that you are capable of doing anything. And you're not locked down to one thing. You know, this transition that I've been taking has been happening for quite a while, and I've gotten quite a few comments on my Instagram from people being like, what the hell are you doing? Where is the drag? And where is the tutorials? And what's this new tattooing thing? And that's really hard to see, and that's really hard when you're trying to make that transition. Hearing people confused and basically implying that you shouldn't be doing anything new because this is what you were doing and I don't understand why you're not doing that still. Can't be expected, especially creatively, you can't be expected to be locked down and do the same thing for your entire life. I think that that is so insane, and it's so restrictive, and it's you're just gonna die a slow death. You know, you're not gonna, I don't know, I speak for myself being like such a highly creative person, and like that's all I can do. That's all I can do, and that's all I will ever do. Like I will die if I can't do what it is that I want to do creatively. And having something that you loved and you really liked doing and then no longer liking it, and that's fine, but then feeling like you have to still do it, it's like, no, absolutely not. That can't be who I am, because like I was saying before, if you're no longer enjoying it, you will never, ever be able to produce the stuff that you really want and be able to produce stuff that you love. For you personally, you've just got to enjoy what you're doing. I mean, isn't that just the meaning of life right there? Here we go, people. We're talking about the meaning of life here. You got to enjoy what you're doing. And so I think the transition is like life or death sometimes. You know what I mean? If you're that creative, I think. But that's kind of it. You know, I want to come on here, and when I have these topics, I want to talk really like honestly. Like, I don't want this to be like, oh, you know, you should just like go on Pinterest to find inspiration. It's like, no, that's like scraping the top of the iceberg or whatever the saying is. That's like just scraping the top, you know what I mean? Like there's so much to finding and maintaining inspiration that's so important, you know? And so, again, if you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about, please leave them in the comments. So, that's it. Thank you so much. There'll be new videos in between all this as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Bye!